Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You have a favorite so far? You like salad? That's fair. A lot of people are. Yeah.
The panelist survey is being updated. No, so one left and one is. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh. So. Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started quite soon. If everyone can settle down, and then we'll go ahead and move straight into introducing our new panelists and then moving into the rest of our presentations. Wonderful. Awesome. So let's go ahead and get started. So for our panelists here, we have Dr. Rita Gibson from Gibson Licensed Financial Professionals. We also have Lauren Romer from Raleigh Founded. Just wave your hand. And then we also have Tabitha Smith from WCPSS. We have Josh Scudder from North Carolina State University right here. And then Nicholas Sather from Private Consulting Practice. So here. Wonderful. Move to our amazing program manager for the companies.
Welcome, everyone. Let's just do a round of applause for the panelists that were just announced. And again, I'm Danae Laura. I'm the program manager here. We're getting into our second round. And first, we're going to introduce the teams. We'll cover Protect Her, Invest Ed, Discover Ease, PhotoLinker, Equitix, FitPick, Vive, Renux, and Unforgettables. To start, this next team is not Uber. Instead, they're Uber safe. Let's welcome Protect Her.
Every time I take an Uber, I can't stop thinking about the countless stories of kidnap and rape I hear online. But I always share the car's license plate, location, route with a trusted friend. I also keep my distance from the driver, hold my phone tightly, shake my legs in fear, and never relieve until I arrive home. In 2023, women should not fear getting in Uber alone. It is not just about being safe, but feeling safe. Yet, in the most recent report, there were over 3,000 reports of the 5 most severe cases of sexual assault and 80% in Uber alone. Furthermore, 99% of the perpetrators of sexual assault and 80% of persons arrested for violent crimes are men.
Hello, we are the founders of Protect Her. Protect Her provides safer transportation for women. We pair women drivers with women riders. Moreover, we conduct in-depth background verifications on every driver and track the location and speed of every drive live. Other safety features include driver unmatching, an emergency button, and a microphone in every car.
Our biggest competitors in this market include Uber and Lyft, while other companies that provide female drivers and riders only include Shiba, Heride, and Bolt. However, such companies only operate in select cities within the US or countries outside of the US. Now moving on, our target market can be personified into Catherine, Catherine's boyfriend, and Susan. Catherine represents females between the ages of 16 and 26 who enjoy going out but do not have a car. Catherine's boyfriend represents loved ones of Catherine who want to ensure her safety. Lastly, Susan represents the 1.4 million female Uber drivers.
Our current marketing strategies is to increase our user base and enhance our brand visibility. We have an active Instagram account that we post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Well, currently we are using protectherride.com as our MVP, and we have 10 booked rides already. In the future, we hope to expand from North Carolina to Palm Beach County and beyond. With $30,000 in funding, we hope to invest a more advanced app and to restore other strategies, including regional partnership and often advertising.
Our pricing formula consists of a $7 base fee and a 1.4 times the mileage. We've raised almost $3,000 in crowdfunding, and as we enter piloting, we expect $11,000 in revenue monthly. Eventually, once everything is scaled, we expect to have $136 million annually. Starting with rides, we believe every woman deserves the right to drive comfortably, safely, and be happy about their rides. So we plan to expand Protect Her into a movement dedicated to making the world a safer place for women. Help us protect women, one ride at a time.
So first thing's a clarification question. Did you say that you've already raised 300,000 in? Oh, okay. I was like, yo, why are you here? Like drop out of high school, 300,000 already. Wow. Okay. First off, amazing deck. Really love it. Love how it looks. And also huge props on already getting booked rides. It's like one of the things that I'm like known for being annoying about in our community is like customer discovery, validate the concept. Having people already go to your website and try to book rides is an amazing sign of demand. My question comes down into competition. So what would happen if Uber or Lyft decided to add a feature where you can just select a preferred gender for your driver? Like, is there a way that you differentiate outside of just having female only drivers and a few extra security features that you'd be able to keep alive if Uber were to just introduce like a feature to pair same-sex drivers?
Yes. So, yes, the microphone before. Okay.
So
Uber not only does it not have this feature, but what if they were to implement it? They are such a big company that I've spoken to over 20 different drivers, and they don't feel like they pay attention to them. There's no transparency between the drivers and the company itself. And when something were to happen, they're on their own practically. And so when someone books a ride, they list 25% commission. Every single driver I've ever asked have a consistent, they say 40 to 50%. So we have a much greater transparency between the drivers and the company. And furthermore, we want to emphasize customer service because Uber and Lyft forget that they have two customers, the riders and the drivers. And we want to emphasize that drivers are just as important as our riders.
Awesome. Great response. Thank you.
What was the feedback that you got from your 11 rides that you've had?
So we have only had three rides that have already happened, and we have more that are booked for the future. And all the feedback have been completely positive. I am lucky enough to have found such great drivers who are insanely kind. So all the feedback have been out of the rating system. We have a 5 and all gotten, she's super kind. She's really caring. And we are up to a driver count of 6.
What are your biggest challenges and risks you foresee to whether or not this can be a viable and valuable business opportunity?
The biggest kind of problem that we will have is like right now, it was really getting drivers. I had to send out 400 plus emails to get responses from 10 drivers to then be able to get 6 drivers who are going to drive for us. Especially as high school students, our credibility isn't up there. Who wants to drive for high school students, especially who want to, provide safety? And I don't foresee there being an issue getting drivers. I've interviewed 100 riders, and the ones who travel by themselves, which I found couples, they actually feel more confident when they travel. But especially single women, 16 to 24, they're in college, and they're traveling alone, they're uncomfortable. So I don't foresee a problem with riders, but definitely getting the message out there to drivers that we really have their support and have their back.
Why would drivers want to drive for you versus Uber and all these other companies?
We take less money from them, 15% as opposed to 40%. And they'll just make more money. And besides that, we also want to create an environment that they feel like they are not welcomed, but they're valued. Because there are so many drivers. There are 3 million drivers in the United States. And because of that, they don't feel like they as a person have any sort of contribution to the company as a whole.
Do you guys know how many drivers are male versus female? What does that look like?
So 27% of drivers are female. And even though that's, again, less than half, the amount of drivers is so large, it's not that much.
Okay. I got it. Also, when you say we take less money from them, it should be reverse that and say we'll give them more money when you pitch in, by the way. Yeah.
When I first saw this next team's pitch, I was invested. Let's welcome Invest Ed to the stage.
Hi, we're Invest Ed, and with us, discover the power of investing.
I'm Jackson.
I'm Adia.
I'm Stacy.
I'm Adi.
So the problem we are facing is that students find it difficult to learn investing due to the huge amount of information online, and these information are very difficult to find, understand, and digest.
Our solution to this problem is InvestEd, an app built for high school students to teach them investing through digestible readings and an interactive approach.
We created a fully functional app in Swift UI that is currently in the process of being uploaded on the App Store. Once you log on to the app, you can learn about broad topics. Each topic consists of many subtopics. When you click on a subtopic, you can learn the paragraph and then play a quiz. Furthermore, we have incorporated an AI chatbot that users can ask questions and receive a response in seconds.
We utilize a freemium business model in which the first few lessons are free, followed by a $2.99 cost. Our primary cost is 90 cents a month for the first year, and this comes from the 30% fee that Apple takes. This gives us a profit margin of around 77.5%. For our financial projections, in the first year, we predict around 20 sales, but by 2027, we predict around 60,000 sales, or almost 1 million in profit.
Our target customers are mainly high school students. Market strategy may include social media, word of mouth marketing, and email.
Our marketing strategy focuses on social media, as most of our target market dominates platforms such as Instagram and TikTok, where we post things like financial facts, fill in the blanks, and testimonials to engage our users. We also have our very own doggy mascot in order to create a more student-friendly environment in our app.
We have a total addressable market size of around 1.45 billion, which translates to roughly 40.2 million potential customers. And then in the fintech industry, there is a 20.3% compound annual growth rate.
InvestEd dominates in effectiveness, interactiveness, easy to use, as well as personalization over our competitors such as Zogo, Investopedia, and World of Money.
We did a GoFundMe and raised nearly $300. We plan to spend that money on marketing and further app development. In the future, we would also like to make the app have a better UI, add more games and simulations, as well cater the app more specifically towards middle school and college students.
So be invested in us, InvestEd.
First things first, awesome presentation. Love it. I have a question about your customer base. In order to legally open a brokerage account and invest, you have to be 18 years old, and high schoolers range between 14 and usually 18 when they're graduating. So do you have plans on creating an offering that allows these students that aren't legally allowed to begin investing to still be engaged in investment, whether that's like the gamification of the investing world? Like, how do we plan on addressing the issue of most of your target market being underage for investing?
Right, so we're building a virtual trading simulator, and we also include information about how students can invest later on.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Outstanding. I just love the presentation since I'm always in money. So it really hit a core. I would say also expand in your resources as far as with the investing, because I saw a lot of the things you had with the bonds and everything. I will also include like IRAs and IULs and annuities, because those are some strategies that you can actually save. And then how are you, like the gentleman said here, you have to be a certain age. Are you incorporating maybe parent participation, access, so they can also learn as well along with their children?
So that's definitely something that we can look into. But as of right now, it's very much an educational platform, because we found that while students want to learn investing, there's information, but not guided information. So it's very much more of a learning platform along with our simulations and games.
So as I understood it, you said this year you'll have about 60 participants, and next year you hope to get up to, was it 100,000? Did I get that right? For students using your site?
We're hoping to get, we're still focused on the.
Okay, and then, so how did you come up with the number for your prospect customers? How did you come up with the higher number for next year? What type of marketing and all are you doing?
Right, so that was just a financial projection, but we're targeting high schoolers living in the East Coast. You can talk more about that.
So since our target market is high schoolers, like I said, they dominate Instagram, TikTok, these platforms. So we found that the easiest way to reach this market is through social media marketing. So that's what we're going to be focusing on. So things like fill in the blanks, and even like we tried out like a kind of a trendy TikTok trend kind of thing to attract more users to our platform. So that's where we're going in terms of marketing.
I love what you guys are doing here. I think investing, that this kind of information needs to be taught at a younger age. And I think this is a cool way to do it. It kind of reminds me a little bit of, I don't know, like on the name, the language learning app with the bird. Yeah, Duolingo. I don't know. The bird. How are you guys gonna it looks like from the prototypes, I get that, I 100% get the prototypes. How do you go from like this just being an online textbook to like actually being something that people want to use, and like what value they getting out of it besides it just, beyond an online textbook, resource?
So we're in the process of adding many games and simulations to represent like the learning. So that way they can actually interact with the app and they don't just have to read, and they also can do quizzes as well.
Will this also focus on like financial literacy beyond investing? So like I know like taxes, for instance, when I had to do taxes for the first time, I was like, what the heck am I supposed to do with this? And I feel like that's not really taught to high schoolers, and that could be a benefit.
Yeah, so in the early levels, you learn about important vocab terms and like the foundation. So right now, we don't have much about taxes, but we plan to incorporate more topics.
Thank you. I just have a question because going back to the age 18, because I'm in finance. So I'm sure you guys will have like a disclaimer, like this is for educational purposes only, that type of thing. And also, will the information you said on East Coast, but each state has their own compliance and regulations? Will that make sure that each state, when you're giving out the information, it's not a blanket statement, or is it just general information?
So as of right now, it's more generalized, but in our further growth plans, we're focusing on making it very much personalized as per our users. So right now it's general. And as for the disclaimer, we're not giving any advice or selling like investing products. So there will be a disclaimer that this is purely for educational purposes.
Thinking about your competitors, what are the biggest challenges and risks you foresee to whether or not this can be a viable and valuable business opportunity?
We appreciate that question so much. Great work. Thank you so much. Now, this next group has been providing career opportunities to students since all the way back in 2023. Welcome, Discoveries.
Thank you. All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We all know that finding things like summer programs can be so difficult. You have to sit there and look through dozens of web pages and forums, but with the click of a button and Discover Ease, opportunities can be readily available. Hi, I'm Kevin Jung, and I am the CEO.
My name is Susan Zhang, and I'm the CMO.
My name is Aral Kulkarni. I'm the COO.
My name is Akshay Wajki, and I'm the CTO.
Our mission is that we strive to empower students by connecting them with academic opportunities like jobs, internships, summer programs, and more.
Now, the market need. High schoolers struggle to find academic and work opportunities. Organizations use multiple platforms to advertise their services, limiting exposure. And third, information is decentralized, making opportunity hunting ineffective.
Our solution is that our platform provides a comprehensive database of academic opportunities that can be tailored using filters. Additionally, organizations can use our platform to advertise more effectively.
Now, here's our marketing strategy. Our marketing funnel features 4 channels: social media, campaigns, emails, and cold calls. The first 2 help us develop our brand image, and the second 2 help us gain traction on our website. These all lead to us getting new customers. Now, here's our social media, our Instagram following, and 3 of our posts. Now, our brand discoveries is actually a play on words. Our color palette features the color blue, which conveys intellect, trust, and quality.
As for a website, here's a short video displaying the job section of our page. As you can see on the left side, we have multiple filters such as length, price, opportunity type, application deadline, and location. In the middle of the screen, we have 3 columns of simply job opportunities. Each has an image and a bit of information about it below them. We designed the website using Figma, and we plan to upload it to our website discoveries.io in the near future. We also have a sign-up page not displayed in the video that we hope to collect the expected number of users and to generate pre-interest.
Regarding our market growth potential, online education industry is expected to grow 23% compounded annually from 2021 to 2030. There are currently 15.3 million US high school students in the United States alone. Some 41% of those students attend some sort of summer program. If we capture even 5% of that target audience, we would have over 300,000 users. For our business model, we will first use social media to attract traffic and raise awareness about the company. Then with advertisements, we will be able to target users and we'll bring them to our platform. And with free trials, we will be able to retain them on our platform. Regarding our financial projections, by the year of 2027, we will have a projected revenue of over $11 million and a projected net income of over $3.5 million. Currently, we have raised $2,120 in contributions and services and organizations willing to invest in our services, and we have accrued $75.45 in costs.
With Discoveries, finding opportunities can be a breeze. Thank you for listening.
Yes, great presentation. How are you raising money for the company? Like, how are you getting the people to, besides the social media, to come? What is the monetary investment to be a part of the program?
Regarding the monetary, could you please elaborate on the question?
Like you said that you're going to be making $11 million in a certain amount of time. Where is that money coming from? How are you getting that?
All right, so for our first stage, we would have like contributions. We'll be doing like the fundraising, asking people for contributions, and as well as we'll be seeing like organizations if they want like sponsorship, like especially for like the smaller organizations, like they'd want sponsorships. So like we'll be providing those at like a cost, and then later on, like to prevent like biasness of like information, we will also be charging users like a small monthly cost, for a monthly subscription.
Cool, great presentation. I have a question about the funding that you have so far. You have just over 2,500, I believe, 2,700-ish dollars like raised. Was that friends and family? What's the use of those funds? How did you raise those funds? What is that? I guess, where did that money come from? And what are you planning on doing with it?
We have two sources for those. The first would be like friends and family, like that funding. And the second would be like also some organizations who are willing to invest in to sponsor our platform. And regarding that money, we'll mainly be using it on marketing as well as research and development to get our service fully developed, and as well as getting the company awareness out there more.
Okay, and is that money committed, or is that money like in a bank account right now for this business? Like, is that like a promise of 2,700, or do you actually have that money raised, ready to spend on this business?
We have the money right now.
Okay, cool, awesome, congrats.
With a few of these businesses, there's with a platform like this, it requires a user and somebody on the other side. It's kind of encounters this dilemma that happens with a lot of businesses. I've noted this before, but like this chicken and the egg problem, where there's no reason for why would I sponsor to have a platform if no one's on it, and why should I go to this platform if no businesses, no jobs on it, right? How do you guys plan on going around that chicken and the egg problem beyond just social media marketing?
So right now, besides social media marketing, we are also emailing a lot of organizations. We had a spreadsheet of over 100 organizations that we were emailing, and part of the contributions that we got were from those organizations. So direct emailing is one of our main channels right now, and in the future, we are looking to expand.
Additionally, to add on to that point, we are also adding some rather more renowned programs first. So we at least have a lot of programs listed on there. It's going to be a database, and then we'll attract users. So in that case, yes, the users would be the thing that comes first.
I think depending on that, I think the main goal of our website is that it has a huge variety of these programs. So gaining the initial customers, we really have to sell the product that we're different from other organizations, because we have a wide variety of programs and we have really in-depth information about them. So I think gaining those initial customers will lead to companies realizing that we have website traffic, and then companies wanting to invest in our website, and then our customers will grow from that, and the companies we have displayed on our website will grow from that.
Cool. Appreciate the elaboration. Thank you.
So to clarify, are your customers the users or are they the companies? Who is giving you revenue?
They would be both. We would have a combination of both, students, parent users, as well as organizations being used as well.
So would a small company, would they be able to, if they can't afford to be on here, would you have some type of way for them to engage as well? Or are you just trying to target larger corporations that have a budget for this?
I would say we keep it rather affordable for our sponsorships. So a bunch of especially for new rather unknown organizations, they would be willing to pay because I think it's a low commitment price, and they can see how it goes. We also offer free trials, as we stated earlier. So I would say that's also small organization friendly. But yes, we also also do encourage larger organizations as well.
Any other questions down there? Cool. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And remember, let's discover ease. Opportunity hunting will be a breeze.
Thank you so much. Great work. Now, this next team is, yes, amazing, but we might even say they're picture perfect. Let's welcome Photo Linker.
Everyone smile for a photo.
Ooh, that didn't turn out so well. Ever had a stranger take a picture of you and it turned out to be really unpleasant to look at? Well, we're here to solve this problem.
This is Team 15 with PhotoLinker, the new and innovative way to connect you with photographers.
We provide a platform that not only prioritizes your personal preferences, but also makes it so much easier for you to have your picture taken. Our mission here at PhotoLinker is to connect with all types of photographers, whether if it's formal pictures or daily Instagram posts. We aspire to create a large database of photographers, making the hunt for a photographer trouble-free. Now you might be wondering, how's it going to work? Well, it's simple. First, choose a location and browse all available photographers. Then pick out the photographer that is your favorite and contact them through our chat feature. Finally, this process will conclude your payment and your next stop is your photo shoot.
Here at PhotoLinker, anyone can be a photographer. We understand such services already exist in the market. However, PhotoLinker's competitive advantage will be able to focus on current social media trends and target younger audiences. And in terms of marketing strategies, we have been developing our website, making advertising videos and posting them on social media. And emails have been sent out to over 150 businesses and photographers located in New York City and Raleigh areas.
Our intention is for our customers to be ready for our photographers when we launch. Currently, we are outreaching other photographers, whether it be from student photographers, local professionals, or even friends and family looking to join our database. Here at PhotoLinker, truly anyone can be a photographer. Our platform currently operates with a per month photographer subscription fee of only $5 per month. Thus, we have made over $275 in revenue from a combination of both crowdfunding and photographer fees. After LaunchX, we aspire to become a reputable company that can be applied in any major city in North America. These are our financials and which demonstrate our continuous growth, all due to our expansion and our continued customer acquisition.
This is our current website. The homepage clearly states our mission, instruction, and contact information. The contact in the header enables interested photographers to search for us. We also have shop in the header, which will navigate you to search for photographers based on the type of photography you're looking for, location, and price. You can then click on each photographer to see their portfolio.
And it doesn't stop here. PhotoLinker is currently working on a new prototype that will soon be our final website. We'll have a new and improved main page that is easy to navigate, our 3-step booking guide, why you should choose PhotoLinker for service, and feature photographers as well as testimonials.
If you're interested in becoming a photographer, contact us.
Thank you, and let's keep making picture-perfect connections together.
What makes you stand out from your competitors?
So our main competitors are they're called Photographer and Locographer. And so what makes us stand out is we're focusing on younger audiences, which are like teenagers, and we also don't limit it ourselves to like businesses. And truly what makes us really different is anyone can become a photographer, so you don't have to be like very professional. And also Photographer is mostly for like travel photos, and Locographer is also for like very professionally like wedding photos or like holiday photos, but we're currently targeting on just like very basic and convenient.
Additionally, these two companies only hire professional photographers who charge a base fee for each photo taken.
Thank you. So on the note of not hiring professional photographers, the original value proposition that y'all like put out was take a photo, doesn't look so great, wish you had a better photo. How do you make sure that like the photographers that are coming into this, since they're not professionals, are still taking good enough photos? Because there's one thing I've learned from asking my parents to take photos of me, is that not everybody can just be a photographer. So how do you make sure that there's like a bar that they cross to get better photos than you would just take yourself or have a friend take?
Yeah, it's a good question. For our future website, which we're in the prototype stage of, we're currently we're currently developing like a risk assurance software or a risk assurance platform where the customer can get a refund for their services if they don't particularly enjoy the photography.
And also, we will have a portfolio of the photographer to ensure quality service.
There's two things that I think they're really good here. I'm a big fan of the brand and I'm a huge fan of gradients, which is probably just a trend, but I'm a big fan of the color and like the brand and logo that you have created. As well as taking, I think one of the key things you mentioned earlier was taking advantage of social media trends, I think is a huge thing. The reason why these companies, your competitors exist up there is likely because they're targeting very specific times when people need a photographer and like it's expensive to do so, like a wedding photography or something like that, like for events. For things that are like just more convenient, like I want something to post on my Instagram, that can be a little bit more tricky, especially when photos on a camera on like my phone are going up, as well as when, you know, AI photos are, you know, hurting photography businesses quite a bit right now. So I'm curious, like, is there like a specific event, like problem? Is it just like what is the problem that the user, like the person who wants the photo, what's the problem that they're looking to get solved? Is it for an event that they're doing? Like, yeah, I encourage you guys to get more specific about that.
Right. So we originally had this problem. Obviously, it came from like everyday life. You kind of want to take this picture, say that me and my friend are going out to like a girls' date. And then we were like, okay, let's take a selfie. But then we want to like be full body or something like that. And then we don't have anyone to take it for us. And we also don't want to pay obviously for $200 a picture for a photographer. And I really think that's why it's really a big problem, because obviously photography is a very expensive thing, especially when it comes to professional. And my sister's also a professional, which I talked to her about it. And she thought it was a good idea to lower kind of the prices down when you're taking it for like everyday live pictures.
One more question real quick is, does that require then to have like the photographer have to like all the logistics of having to meet up for like a date night out with two people and coordinate all the stuff to take those photos? Yes, the photography process will require like the two to meet like in person, which is why we will have the chat feature in our prototype. As you can see on the right, we're kind of having like this little chat feature for the customer to contact the photographer. So then it makes it like a lot easier rather than just having to like find, oh, their availability and then, yeah. Okay, so kind of like an Uber chat thing. They go back and forth for a minute and then they take the photos and they'll be like, all right, I'm gonna send you these later, kind of thing. Okay, cool. Thank you.
I think this is great, especially for Gen Z. I mean, I have like a cousin who's 20 and she lives in New York and she's constantly posting pictures of herself, and a lot of them are mirror selfies. And I know that's not what she wants. So one thing I was thinking for you guys is, have you thought about solo travel, or when you guys are like going on trips? And have you thought about how Airbnb has experience on there now, not just houses, but when you go somewhere, it also matches you with places. Like when I was in Venice, I looked up what else to do there, and like photographers were a suggested thing there. So have you thought about how Airbnb, one, might be a competitor, and two, how you could kind of navigate into solo travel?
Thank you so much. Great work.
Thank you.
Okay, so this next team, we believe, has a sure ticket to success. Welcome, Equitech.
Oh. LSU Tigers, Georgia football, Alabama Crimson Tide. People all over the United States come together to watch their favorite teams play in sports games. But recently, ticket inflation has limited exposure to these games. But what would you say if I told you that in the near future, this problem could be solved? I am Luca Angelini, the CEO of Equitix, along with Alvin Lee, Zenya Lee, and Leo Shen. We are dedicated to providing a ticket selling experience that is both protected and has a partnership with high schools and colleges across the country.
For MVPs, we have our introduction websites for branding and marketing, and also a ticketing platform with software protection. As you can see on our website, we can scroll down, see upcoming matches, and buy tickets. You can then select different types of ticket and quantity, add them to carts. There's also a page for customers to view and filter for different matches.
Through a lot of ups and downs during our market research. Our initial customer persona was those who had high demand for ticketing protection and partnerships, and those whom we thought were accessible. That led us to targeting US colleges. We sent over 150 emails along with 40 phone calls asking for potential partnerships. We scheduled interviews with their ticketing departments, and we did surveys on sports fans. However, after the interviews and other extensive research, we decided to temporarily give up on Division I colleges due to their pre-existing partnerships with other ticketing platforms and the too large a scale of their sports events. As a result, we shifted our initial target audience to high schools and Division II and III colleges instead. They will act as our website testimonial and help build our brand reliability.
One of the biggest differentiating factors between Equitix and its competitors is that Equitix is protected and convenient at the same time. All of our biggest competitors, Ticketmaster and Etix, are ticketing platforms, so they're very convenient, but they lack in protection. In the contrary, companies like Netacea and Radware are software platforms, so they're very protected, but inconvenient at the same time.
As far as pricing, we're going to take a commission-based system to maximize our net profit. We're going to take a 15% commission at the beginning to earn our trust. And once we develop our company and our brand, we will increase the commission to 20%. As you can see in the top right, we have a market adjustability table. Here, we predict a 5% market share in 3 different categories: Division II football, Division III football, and high school football. You can see the net incomes above. As far as our partnerships, we have a partnership with PFM. They're a consulting relationship, as well as Ecom Development, which is a coder. They're going to help code our website. We have 2 initial high schools, Livingston High School and St. Edward's School, that have promised to help us in our initial phases. UNC is more of a consulting relationship as well.
As far as future projection goes, Equitix seeks to create a gradual but strong relationship starting from high schools. We will then move on to D2 and D3 schools, then D1 schools. And finally, we seek to create a partnership with the NCAA as their sole ticketing platform.
We are Equitix, your ticket to trust.
First things first, awesome. Again, everybody's presentation has been amazing. I've said this every time, I'm a broken record, but awesome presentation. Love the style, love the designs, love all the deck. It's great. I don't even have a question. I just want to say, like, a lot of companies come in and they like find customers that they want to target, and then they target those customers relentlessly. Something that it takes a lot of startups a very long time to realize is how to say no to a certain customer base. So I just wanted to say, like, pat on the back to you all for looking at a customer audience, the colleges, doing interviews and recognizing this isn't where our product fits, because that can take entrepreneurs like years to do. And the fact that y'all did this in a 4-week sprint was very impressive. So I don't have a question. I just wanted to say good job on that.
Yes, I would like to know what made you choose this type of venue to research and then to spearhead.
So I have a personal connection with this particular matter. I'm a big sports fan, and I think it was when I was in middle school, I saved up like a year's worth of allowance to go to a sporting game. Then all the tickets were sold out, and the only tickets available were illegally scalped tickets that were sold at 7 times its face value. So I kind of think this problem was one to address.
Awesome. I think Taylor Swift should have hired you guys. They wouldn't have that issue. So thank you.
So the problem that you're solving right now is to keep tickets affordable for everyone?
Yes, and to prevent black marketeers from illegally scalping.
So how will you prevent me from getting a ticket from you and then putting it onto Ticketmaster and making money?
So we have this whole multi-layer protection and detection on our website as our website software. That includes speed detection and IP detection. So basically, if the speed of you getting the ticket is way beyond the normal service speed, then we would probably capture your ticket and then like acquire more further authentication of your true identity. And if you have multiple tickets purchased on one ID, that would be also suspicious, sorry. So yeah, and we will also capture tickets and then acquire further authentication. Yes.
To add on, we're gonna incorporate a dual verification system, just like the one Gmail has.
Yeah, we also have a two-step interface at the beginning. To log in, you can log in as a buyer or you can log in as a seller of tickets, depending on which interface you want. Also, if you're suspected of odd activity, your tickets will be frozen in the time being, so we can register.
So I could buy one ticket and then if I can't go to the event, I could then post it somewhere later. It's just like you're trying to prevent like a bot buying all the tickets and then reselling them for a high price, correct?
Yeah. If you want multiple tickets, it's further authentications.
Got it. Thanks.
Good job, guys.
Thank you so much. So all of the teams look great this evening. But it is not surprising that this team looks particularly nice. Welcome, FitPick.
I want to start off with a question. How long did it take for you to pick an outfit before coming here? Think of a number. Got it? Okay. What if I told you I could make it 0? To be exact, what if fashion lovers all over the world can make it 0? What if AI could help you in that regard? And what if you could help others? What if you could create, share, and collaborate all in one single fashion platform? Introducing FitPick, the next generation of fashion. I'm Demir.
I'm Allison.
I'm Shrivar.
And I'm Taylor.
This is our solution, an app that combines the worlds of fashion. So let's log in. Here is our outfit of the day page, where you can see all your friends' outfit of the days. You can see their clothes and direct links. You can comment and you can like. Next is our search page. This is where you can see you can find different clothes from different aesthetics and different shops and boutiques. Next, let's take a picture. I'll upload it to my outfit of the day. I'll caption it and say where each of my clothes are from. I'll post it and I can see all my past outfit of the days and all my past like posts. Now let's make an outfit. I'll choose, let's say this gray top. I'll add it to my makerspace and I'll choose these blue shorts. Next, I'll add it. And for shoes, I'm thinking these white shoes. I'll add those. And finally, for an accessory, let's do a black hat. I'll add that. I'll save the fit and for future reference. And finally, we can AI generate clothes.
Next, we have our users. These people are basically fashion enthusiasts who are on social media very actively, and they age around 14 to 25 years old. And we've also calculated that these people estimate to around 280 million.
For our customer base, our customers include sponsors who don't have as much marketing and branding as companies such as Nike. We have a gross margin percentage of 83% because of our low startup costs.
Next is our financials. So within a year of launching our app, we expect to make $400,000 in revenue. First, we'll get revenue from offering a premium service to users, and we'll also be an advertising platform where local businesses with little to no social media presence can advertise on to gain some traction. We'll spend $20,000 on research and development as we need engineers and service space, and we'll spend $15,000 on marketing to gain new users. This is our branding. Here we have our logo, which features our name, Hang on Hanger. We also have our font, which is Inter, and our colorful gradient scheme that represents our creative and playful vibe. And then, of course, we have our name FitPick, which comes from picking an outfit and taking a picture of your outfit.
We wholeheartedly believe in this idea, and so should you, which is why we, as the FitPick team, are confident in telling you to wave goodbye to all of your fashion problems, because FitPick is the next generation of fashion. Thank you, everyone.
Well, first and first, love the design. I'm not gonna say it again, but the deck was great. Yeah, the design, this is amazing. I love it. Love graphic design. This looks super, super good. So whichever part of the team contributed to that, great job. I have a question about who your beachhead market is, which is the customers you're going to target first. I think I heard like a number of different groups. So the beginning of the pitch was, do you spend time looking for clothing? Let's cut that to 0. So at first I was thinking this is targeting people who want to get dressed quickly. I'm going to open the app. It's going to tell me what to wear. I'm going to put it on, close the app and leave. But then I saw the social media feed looking for boutiques and stores. And it seems like there's a lot of different individuals targeting. So who is like your primary customer that you're going to go for first and why?
So our primary customer are fashion enthusiasts, ages like 14 to 25, as we mentioned. They're usually on social media like TikTok, and like they post their outfits on TikTok, and they like our platform is mainly to grasp that fashion aspect and to like take those users and take them onto our platform as well.
Okay, so the goal is to build like social around fits, not to accelerate the clothing picking process or anything.
To clarify that point, we are aiming to accelerate the clothing picking process by 2 ways. One, as you saw before, you can make fits before, which saves a lot of time when you actually have to get up and wear the clothes. Also, regarding the social media aspect, we're also planning to implement other people creating outfits for you, accessing your wardrobe, or the AI, which is the kind of instant feature you mentioned before.
Cool, thank you.
Thank you so much. For me, I love fashion, so great job. Also, with the selection of the different outfits, is there a criteria where you can have a drop down where say, I'm going to a party, I'm going for an interview? These are some items that you can put together and wear?
Yeah, I think one of the features we want to implement is definitely like categorizing by style. Like first I want like business casual or like a beach party. So for sure.
What is the pricing for using your service?
So we're planning to make revenue on 2 different channels. One, which is through users, a kind of like a premium feature where you will maybe get access to AI, maybe get professional fashion designers to look at your wardrobe for you and make outfits for you, which will accelerate the process. This will be much cheaper compared to our other channel. We are thinking currently like a $5 fee on a monthly basis. The second channel we're aiming is for local boutiques, small stores in the area, so they can get featured on the Explore page you were shown before, or ads on the feed, or recommended clothes, which will be priced much more steeper compared to the actual users. For now, because we're a startup and looking for money to get our stuff going, we're thinking $250 to $300 per boutique.
I want to share some feedback on a problem that I've experienced and have consulted with a lot of companies and I've seen a lot of companies die and not be able to go anywhere because of this, is they end up basically like looking at a market or an area and they kind of shotgun the wall and see what sticks. And they end up trying to solve a lot of problems, but not being able to solve one problem very extremely well to have people go over that fence and make the change to switch. So I would just encourage you guys to, if you do continue this down the road and see where it leads, I think there's a lot of opportunities. I know my roommate's a huge fashionista guy, and he has his closet shelf just literally broke yesterday because of all the clothes on top of it. I'm not even joking. He would benefit from this, but I think I would want to make sure that be very specific in the core problem that it solves. Is it meant to like discover new clothes? Is it meant to have a catalog of all the clothes you currently have? Is it meant to like follow people and just be somewhere you go when you're bored, and kind of make sure that you're very specific on that?
Yes, to address that point very quickly, we've also gotten that feedback from many of our mentors, which is while we showed you our whole app, in the first stages of development, we're focusing more on the wardrobe, uploading pictures of your clothes and making clothes part, which we believe differentiates us from most people and will attract the most users. And then we're planning to move on to the social media aspect.
Folks, sorry about that. Okay, thank you so much. Our next group has been working so hard that we think they might need to use their own app. Welcome, Vibe.
One, or Vive. My name is Jessica.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Hassan.
And I'm Shayna.
So we want you guys to pick up a color. Now actively look for this color around the room. Notice how when you actively look for something, it seems to appear everywhere? Well, this is because life is all about perspective. Nowadays, everyone is constantly on social media, and this overconsumption of content leads to life feeling more mundane. That's why we created Vive.
With Vive, you can change your perspective to appreciate the beautiful things in life. Vive is a photo diary and journaling app that also has a mindfulness aspect. Each day, Vive will prompt you to take a photo of something specific. For example, one day it might prompt you to take a photo of the sky when it's pretty, or take a photo of some nice street art.
Vive is going to give you greater appreciation towards small things in life. It's going to increase your awareness, and it's going to give you greater compassion and empathy.
We aim to target people ages 18 to 34 who are based in the US, who are extremely busy, but want to incorporate mindfulness into their daily lives. Our serviceable addressable market is about $500 million, which shows that there is a demand, and it's a perfect opportunity for our product to come in.
Vive offers 5 core features. The first one and the main one is the prompting. Vive is going to prompt you every day to take a picture of a small thing that you would normally miss in the hurry of your day-to-day lives. For the second feature, we have AI chatbot mindfulness. And for the third one, we have rating. You can rate every photo that you take, and this is going to make you more mindful of your emotions. For the fourth one, we have the journaling option. This, as jotting down your thoughts under every post, is proven to improve your mental health. For the fifth one, we have the memory section. In the memory section, you're going to be able to see every photo that you've ever taken on Vive, and this is going to make you more mindful of your past.
So there are 3 main competitors in the photo journaling market. So these are Day One, Journey, and Be Real. All 3 of these have a photo journaling aspect, but none of them have the mindfulness or photo prompting aspect that Vive has. Furthermore, Be Real is a social media, but Vive is not, and we chose to do that because we believe that it would take away from the individualistic aspect of Vive.
So currently our main marketing strategy is going to be utilizing social media platforms like Instagram and TikTok. Instagram and TikTok, right now we're as we can. Focusing on Instagram, or focusing in on Instagram ads, because that's where our main market base lies. We are also created a hack sell and first give out, because on top of our app, we are building a brand around mental health.
We have a 2-week free trial, and then afterwards we charge users $2.99 per month. And we understand that this price might be steep. However, we want users to view our app as a premium product, and compared to other mindfulness apps such as Calm, we are significantly cheaper. Furthermore, we're projected to make $1,000 in revenue by the end of this year. And by the end of 5 years, we're projected to make over $900,000 in revenue.
Here's a link to our socials, and remember, join Vive to feel alive.
Oh, you're wasting. Okay. A great presentation. And my question to you is that how will you keep people engaged to use the app? I've had an app similar to this, and it was a journal app, and I was skipping days. They were constantly sending me reminders, but I eventually just stopped using it. How do you keep them to come back?
So our app is different from traditional journaling apps because journaling apps seem to take up a lot of time in your day. And I feel like it's more of a hassle, whereas ours usually the journaling aspect is 1 to 2 quick sentences that won't really take up your time. It's almost like captioning an Instagram post. And the taking a photo part, I feel like is a lot more engaging compared to journaling at home.
I just wanted to add a quick thing. So we are still focusing on building the prototype of the app. However, we will be sending out notifications every day at 12 p.m. exactly, as well as emails kind of summarizing your weekly pictures and what the prompts that they gave you. But we are still working on the features of that.
Yeah. To wrap up, of course, it depends on the user whether they will engage with the app or not. But we are trying to make the app as engageable as possible. We're going to try to make it fun, and practicality is our main priority right now.
Awesome. I just want to say like this seems like very valuable, which is super, super cool. I think it seems like a very interesting take on Be Real. Like it seems like a little bit of Be Real is in there, but then it's more focused on mental health and awareness. But there's one thing I've learned about my own personal like mental health journey is that's like spending like a minute a day just writing down like a few things that I'm grateful for, just pausing for a second is so helpful. And I think the idea of just like pause, take a photo, put it away just once a day is like really, really interesting. I'm curious as to how you think people will react to the price point. I know Be Real is free, and that's one of the reasons that it succeeded so well, but they're also not profitable, and there's no clear way to profitability for that company. So do you think $2.99 is going to be fine? Do you think people are going to get turned away because they have to pay for this? Is there a way that you can make it free and just lock features behind a paywall? Like what are your thoughts on that in general?
Yeah, so we had a lot of thought into this, but basically we do have that 2-week free trial. So then we're hoping that when users do that 2-week free trial, afterwards they continue to subscribe to us. But also we have more features than Be Real does. So we're actually like, we have that AI mental health chatbot. We have like a bunch of other features that Be Real doesn't have. And we're clearly focused on mental health. And we consider us like an alternative to like, for instance, apps like Calm, you might have heard of, and that's like almost like $70 a year. And compared to us, we're $36 a year. So it's also a cheaper alternative. So we don't think our price point is that high.
So I really like that this is very solo focused versus Be Real is still like, I mean, the whole point of that was to have real things and be in your authentic life. But when you're posting for other people, you kind of lose your authenticity. So I really like how this is authentic and it has to do with mental health. But my questions for you are, what are the mindfulness aspects that you guys are adding? And also, what is the photo quality if you were to take it on this app and then want to download it? Because let's say I take a really great photo and I do want to share it out to people. Is it going to be bad quality like when you put things on Facebook or Instagram?
You want to go? Okay, so about the photo quality, we're just gonna use like kind of like utilize the actual like camera app to do that. Yeah, and local storage. So that way it won't like there won't be any like storage concerns on our end. So yeah, we can basically use the maximum of like the potential of the iPhone or the iPhone camera when it comes to that concern.
And yeah, I think questions were first was the where we download. Yeah, for the download, the quality is not going to be that bad when you download it, like when you compare it with how you view it on the app. And for like the second part of the question,
The mindfulness, like what are the mindfulness aspects of the
we
app?
are like the main feature of our app is prompts. So we are going to design prompts as mindful as we can make them. So to like actually make people think about, like actually engage them into a mindful act.
I want to say I'm a huge fan of the brand and the name. I think Vive is a really cool name, and I love how it's like hearts with the V and the flowers. I think it's really beautifully and really well done. I want to note that. And the last thing I would consider is doing voice messages instead of just writing in text messages. Sometimes writing a paragraph on your phone can be a big pain if you have a lot to unload. Voice messages has been a really great way for me to be able to record things and let things breathe a little bit. So I would incorporate doing that.
That's definitely a good feature.
Thank you.
Don't forget to check our hats. Check out our hats.
Okay, we're getting there. Our next group is making major improvements to choosing a major. Welcome, Renux.
Are you seeking directions in a world with endless possibilities, wondering if you would be able to discover the perfect path for your passions, dreaming of real life experience beyond a textbook? Embrace clarity with Renux, the guiding hand in navigating the complex maze in career decisions. If you have ever wondered
which major to choose, which college to go to, and which career path to go to, you're not alone. Over 95% of high school students are unsure about their future, leading to more than half of the university students changing their major at least once. However, with RenewX, you will no longer have to struggle choosing your future.
So personal well-being and the societal impacts are actually two very important factors that you will consider when you're choosing your major or career. And then this causes a problem. So if the students do not get enough guidance, then it will cause the uncertainty and also cause some confusions for them. So that's why that the informed choices will help to improve the social mobility and also to reduce the cost of the time and resources.
We're the first platform with all-inclusive resources for students' future career success. By connecting between high school students to the internship opportunities, like to give them opportunities in the competitive companies, we are trying to give the solid recommendations about what they should do in the future. And at the same time, we are trying to make them help them make the key decisions. And our market size is mainly measured by 3 different ways. Our total available market is mainly included all of the people currently not in the labor force or in the unemployment. And our serviceable available market include everyone who's aged under 23 years old and who's trying to seek for a job. And our serviceable obtainable market only includes high school students, which only target the United States. It is also the major part of our whole target market.
So our platform will actually provide some career matching tests for our customers and based on MBTI and also the Hollins test. And also we will help them to build their resumes and do some other things, for example, like helping them to find their internship opportunities, like some summer programs or volunteering works.
This is our application that we're currently working on, launching on Google Play Store and Apple App Store. And this is our website that provides not only our services, but also our mission and vision of our company.
Here's our financial projection. So in the beginning of our startup in 2023, we're estimating a potential financial loss. And we hope to cover this loss by the second year and start earning profitability. So by the end of 2027, we hope to earn $1.13 million at the time. And here is our gross margin graph.
I'm a big fan of this problem space. I think direction in career at that early age is a lot of times overlooked and kind of feel really forced, and you don't really know what you're jumping into, especially if you don't have a whole lot of support and are spending tens of thousands of dollars, possibly going somewhere that you hate. I've personally gone through this challenge, and I know a lot of people have. I actually have some previous roommates who have solved a challenge, tried to solve this and tackle this very similarly. And the two questions that came to my mind when they were building this, and I have the same questions for you guys, is why are you guys the best people to solve this problem? And the second question behind that is, I suppose, how are you going to get these how are you going to make money? How are you going to get these high schoolers who don't have an income to have you guys make up over millions of dollars in revenue?
So I'm gonna answer this question in two ways. So first, I think we're different compared with most of current already organizations or companies in the market now. We're unlike an organization to help people find their job. We're more like an online website to help people to figure out what is the best choice for their future career pathway. That is just what I mentioned. And also we're unlike a resume builder. We're more like a people to help them figure out what will be the best look of their resume be like. So it is a all-in-one platform to help them solve all of the problems they are gonna meet during the whole process, to figure out what is their future majors or what are they gonna do in the future.
So actually talking about the ways that we're going to make our advertisements, we're actually going to try to cooperate with schools. But in the first step, I think that we will choose to cooperate with some counselors, we could tell them we're currently like calling them and also writing emails to ask that if they are very interested in our platform and want to use it to help their students to build their resume and get some internship opportunities. And talking about how we're going to make our money, actually, we have like a 3-step plan. So in the first step, it's like we are going to help them build their resume. So we may charge a lower price for this. And in the future, we are going to to contact some counselors. We will ask them to help them to make some changes on their resumes and tell them that tell them some information about different careers and majors. And in the last step, we are going to cooperate with the companies that can provide the internship opportunity.
So basically, to answer shortly, in terms of making money, we're going to use subscription. So in order to use our product, they need to subscribe and pay certain certain amount of money to use our services. And for the beginning, we will do individual subscription, but at the end, we're marketing towards more schools so that those counselors can pay certain amount of money so that students in their school can use the services.
Yes, I really like this, what you guys are doing, especially the quiz aspect. And I think that's one way that you could get people in the door at first. Like I know I take like 1 million quizzes online, and then as soon as like I do get to like a wall and then I don't pay for it, but is like an opportunity that you would have is like have the students take the quiz, figure out the career path that you think that they should go on, and then be like, if you want to help us build your resume, show you the opportunities that we have on the app, get you connected with the counselor, then you have to subscribe. So at least that's a way to get them in the door. My question for you is like, where is the data coming from for like the matching opportunities? So, are you pulling that from other sites? Like where are like the internship and job opportunities? And you guys mentioned that. And then another thought I had was universities, like a lot of times people like for NC State, when I went here, people would join the ag business program. They would come in that way because it was a little bit easier to get into that program. And then they would immediately switch into another program because that wasn't the one that they wanted. I had a friend that did that. And then at that point, like the university wasn't allowing that. And they were going to make her do her program there for a year at least before she could switch. So I think there's a possibility for saving universities some money or at least some time on that. So maybe you could leverage the universities to help fund you. Those are my. The question is, where are you getting the matching opportunities?
It's like we're trying to cooperate with some companies. For example, that we have just went to the Target and we asked that if they could provide some internship opportunities, but very unfortunately they said no because they need 18-year-olds that's older. So we think that we will try to contact more people later. That's our future plan.
For the first question, I think it was about.
Thank you for your questions and your applause.
Hey, everyone. So I'm so sorry. I just can't remember the name of the last group. Wait, hold up. It's the Unforgettables. Let's give some energy to our very last group.
Imagine coming home one day and instead of hearing welcome back, your parents ask, who are you? Imagine one day in the future where everything that you care about, you have no recollection of.
This is Alzheimer's, a disease that affects 44 million seniors in the United States today and causing the death of 1 in 3 of them.
And our mission is to solve this problem. We aim to create an all-in-one application for Alzheimer's prevention and care. We are unforgettable.
The TAM of the Alzheimer prevention market today is worth over $30 million. And we got that from multiplying our potential customers by the product price per month. In terms of competitive advantage, our product is the best because of 3 aspects. Number 1, we provide the largest variety of features.
2, we have the most specialization in each feature. And 3, we are the most user-friendly.
So meet Walt Whitman, our customer persona, a 69-year-old whose wife has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. So with this app, Walter's wife could check out medication plans to alleviate her Alzheimer's as well as other diseases. And she can exercise her brain with brain games that facilitates neurological activities, as well as record her best moments with the memory gallery and track her mood daily with the mood tracker. When she gets bored, she can also use the Unforgettable, an AI chatbot powered by OpenAI's ChatGPT. And here's an example of me asking it a question, telling me a joke.
In terms of traction, here are our testimonials from doctors and purchasers. To measure our long-term success, our end output metric is the time users spend on our application. In order to be successful, we'll be maximizing the amount of features in our app, as well as the user-friendliness of our app. On survey results of A/B testing of color and user acknowledgement, we have derived our hypothesis that brighter colors and more user acknowledgement will result in better user engagement.
In terms of purchases, we have an equivalent of 22 pre-orders, which is around $260 US. But we believe that this number will dramatically increase as we start our Kickstarter campaign. And as we go into the financials, our main business model is a premium subscription. And this premium subscription starts at $1 per month in the beginning, but will rise to $5 a month starting from the second month. And as we go on, we do believe customer acquisition is also very important. And that is why we use a widespread technique and also a more direct technique, which means we use social media to raise awareness, but we also will start using direct confrontations and simply emailing them to actually gain these customers. Last but not least, we are confident in our financial growth, and we believe it will grow exponentially. Because this is an application, most of all our cost of goods sold will be quite low. And our net income by 2027 is projected to be $9.1 million US. So together, to protect. Let us all be unforgettable. Thank you.
So for my first question, when do they start using the app? What's the age limit? Like, is it at 45? And because most Alzheimer's patients, they forget how to read or use a phone and all of that. So what is the age group and what stage are they in?
In terms of this application we designed, the target audience is not specifically directed to Alzheimer patients. And that is why our main goal was for Alzheimer prevention and care. And that is why our market audience is actually really, really big, because this is targeting simply adults like you. And Alzheimer's is such a big illness that, to be honest, no one would want to get it. And it is also scientifically proven too that simply mental activity can reduce the onset of Alzheimer's. And that is why our market audience is simply for adults and even beyond that. And in all honesty, that is why we phrased it as a lifestyle app too.
So on a similar note, I'm curious, it's very difficult to sell life insurance to 18-year-olds because they don't necessarily believe it affects them until it's too late and it's affecting them. So how do you all plan on getting over the hump of getting people to pay you for a service that they may not believe that they'll ultimately have to deal with the consequences of not paying for it, if that makes sense?
In response to that question, we actually have two answers for that. So firstly, we have features such as streaks, leaderboards, and saving that they feel obligated to do it. So for example, Duolingo, I'm sure we'll all use it. And that's because of the streaks feature. And also the user friendliness of the app is also very bright and colorful, which urges the users to do it, as well as our notifications feature every day tells users.
So how do you get the person to download the app in the first place?
Okay. So was that a question? How do you get the person to download the app? In the first place, to download the app, it's one of our two methods of marketing was simply through social media. And in another way, we're targeting these people as in a way to increase their memory, in a way to increase their brain capacity, but also for older people is as a risk management system. And this comes from doctors. And that's also how you build your reputation. And slowly by slowly, you will grow exponentially.
Thank you.
One of the first things I'd just note is with I think it was the customer acquisition or the marketing strategy. The first one was social media. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say like that's probably one of the hardest ones you're gonna have to find if especially if you're doing that the first thing, because you're targeting older folks to begin with. If I try to get my grandma, like there's no way she's gonna find us on social media. The place you probably find it the most likely is where you got to fish where the fish are, and that's going to be at psychiatrist offices, doctor offices, things like that encounters people on a daily basis, and then you can be able to partner with them. Possibility. There's maybe a lot of loopholes you have to go through and hoops to jump, but yeah, social media is probably going to be like a really hard and long and expensive strategy to begin with. I'm curious if you guys any thoughts on that or.
I think in that moment, we're trying to be trendy and use trends. So that makes sense because we're targeting the relatives and more likely the younger children of our actual victims themselves, which most probably they do watch the trends. So when they see the video, they'll see it because of the trend and they'll want to market it, to give it to their parents.
My suggestion for social media for you would be not to try to go on like TikTok or Instagram. I mean, yes, if you're trying to go for like Gen Z millennials, but I would like my mom's on Facebook and my grandma is on Facebook. And like my mom, I mean, she's probably not thinking about her getting Alzheimer's right now, but she might be thinking about my grandma getting it. And my grandma, I mean, she's pretty at the times, but like she has an iPhone, and she would do some of these things. And if she got this as an ad on Facebook, she would probably download it and she would probably do it for her and her husband. So I do think there is Facebook could be a better one, than TikTok. But I also think that working with doctors is a really good idea, because they're going to be the ones that are going to be getting those like early adopters. I think for you saying like, you need to have this, like this would really help you. Like, and that's who that they trust the most as well, that population.
We have done that now because Kevin runs in hospital.
So what are your biggest challenges and risks that you foresee with this app and people using it? When you think about your competitors?
As in risk as we use this. One of the biggest risks we feel like is in a business scale, we do feel like that there are definitely a lot of competitors in terms of lifestyle applications. But firstly, we have 3 points why that's going to be overcome at some point. Firstly, being the fact that we are targeting Alzheimer's, which is already a much more niche subject. And secondly, the fact that we are confident in our features, and out of the entire market, our application is one of the only applications to have this many features, this complete. And third and foremost is the fact that this industry itself is not an industry that simply just belongs to who does it best, who's cheaper, but reputation is a very important thing here. And that is why we do put, if you go back to our costs, we do put marketing as one of our highest expenses because we do want people to know our application. Thank you.
Thank you all so much. Let me locate the Z clicker.